A highlight of the special convention in Iceland was the release of the complete New World Translation in Icelandic. The rich spiritual food at this year's convention refreshes and strengthens us to keep declaring the good news.
This governing body update starts with what the governing body loves doing the most: self-adulation. But that's not all there's here to do. Geoffrey Jackson is here to remind Jehovah's Witnesses during this election season of an illegal policy this cult has: their prohibition on voting. Not before asking Jehovah's Witnesses to do an impossible thing though: convert other people. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's begin.
Maybe you'll remember that beginning September 1, we will have an exciting worldwide campaign to offer Bible studies. It's good for us to begin preparing now. During the campaign, we'll offer Bible studies to as many people as possible using the Enjoy Life Forever brochure. For that month, auxiliary pioneers will have the option of choosing either a 15-hour requirement or a 30-hour requirement. Why not take a few minutes this week to look at your schedule for September? Prayerfully, consider if you can expand your ministry that month.
I believe this shows how the governing body is kind of just going through the motions, not knowing why the motions seem to be having diminished result. Right before they stopped reporting hours, the hours to conversion ratio was higher than ever, and that was assuming every person getting baptized was converted in the door-to-door ministry instead of simply being born into the religion. Jeff is asking Jehovah's Witnesses to volunteer for this new campaign on getting recruits that will no doubt bring pretty much no recruits into the cult.
We're grateful to know that God's kingdom is already established in heaven. It is already the real, permanent solution to all of the problems of the human family. But we need to keep this reality clearly in mind. Why? Because the times we live in can make it challenging to keep focused on God's kingdom as the real solution to all of our problems.
This is how Jehovah's Witnesses get away with telling each other to not vote, by reminding them that the only real solution is Jehovah's kingdom, and that, therefore, voting for anyone else will only cause what the cult fears the most: divisions.
There are many things that divide the world today. There's so much unrest and many conflicts. There's constant effort to make people take sides on political questions and even elections. In fact, it's estimated that billions of people, nearly half the Earth's population, live in countries where there will be or have been political elections this year. We also see an increase of nationalism and patriotic ceremonies, including schools. Even sporting events can stir up nationalistic divisions. All of these things are in the news every day. The world is facing unprecedented problems, and imperfect humans have many ideas on how to solve them. But as Jehovah's Witnesses, how do we view these divisive topics? Of course, we don't get involved in politics. We remember Jesus' words at John 18:36, where he said, "My kingdom is no part of this world." As a result, we give our wholehearted allegiance to that kingdom and do not become involved in the politics of this world.
That's why Jehovah's Witnesses are forbidden not only from exercising their right and obligation to vote, but from taking sides on completely benign things like sporting events. They can't root for their team when they are watching sports, and they can't even keep track of how many points their team has scored when playing against the other Jehovah's Witnesses themselves. And Jeff is using extremely calculated language here, because while Jehovah's Witnesses are forbidden from voting, which is punished with shunning, Jeff knows that it's illegal pretty much everywhere this is being shown. This isn't just voter restriction in the United States. This is an American cult interfering in elections all over the world. A highly illegal thing pretty much everywhere. That's why Jeff will not say we don't vote. Instead, since he's a coward, he will only say the more general we do not get involved in politics, because the leaders of this cult are too afraid of saying their actual policies out loud.
Of course, Romans 13:1 and 2 indicates that the secular authorities stand placed in their relative positions by God. Therefore, we appreciate and deeply respect the role that governments have today. This is in harmony with Jesus' words recorded at Matthew 22:21, where he said, "Pay back therefore Caesar's things to Caesar, but God's things to God." So, while we show honor to those who hold positions of authority in the government, we don't get involved in political issues or debates, no matter how right or just a particular cause may seem.
See? Jeff tries to gaslight viewers into thinking that they obey the government when not voting is pretty much disobeying the government. Or is it gaslighting? How is it called when I do something and then tell you that I did the complete opposite, even though you saw me do the thing? I'm really asking, by the way, if you're annoyed at me using the word gaslighting wrong, at least tell me what's the word that I should be using instead, please. However, whereas I may not know the word for that specific thing that Jeff did there, I do know that what he's about to do next is literal thought control.
We keep on seeking first God's kingdom and his righteousness. We know that is the real solution. So we don't take sides on the world's issues, even mentally. We don't favor one candidate or political party over another, regardless of whether they seem to support or oppose our interests. We keep focused on the real solution, God's kingdom in the hands of Christ Jesus.
Jeff here isn't just saying we to influence his audience. He's literally trying to outright control his audience's thoughts by telling them that some thoughts are unacceptable. It's not only that you cannot vote, you cannot even entertain the idea that one political party is better than another one in your own mind. It is insane to me how it's completely legal for him to say that you cannot even have a political debate in your own mind. But saying don't vote is apparently where the government draws the line. At this point, that's literally a semantics issue.
What can help us to spend more time focusing on the solution rather than the problem? Daily Bible reading and meditation. That will help us to keep our spiritual armor intact. And we safeguard our heart by limiting how much time we spend listening to or reading news and social media websites, which can leave us anxious, depressed, and even exhausted.
What Jeff is asking here is for Jehovah's Witnesses to self-indoctrinate further into an echo chamber where there are no dissenting voices because you simply do not allow them into your life. However, that's not where your duty stands where you are in this cult. You also have to become the echo chamber yourself.
A second way we can protect our neutrality is to spend more time talking about the solution than the problem. Isn't it true that our speech indicates what's in our heart? What if we freely express strong opinions regarding this world's elections, wars, or other political matters? Might that indicate that our neutrality has weakened? This could be like a warning indicator light on a car. Our speech might indicate that we need to give our neutrality some attention. The best way to talk about the solution is by preaching the good news of God's kingdom. This helps us to stay focused. We're convinced that Jehovah will remedy all injustices that we face.
And if you're not convinced, just talk others into it so you can talk yourself into it. After all, when in doubt, the answer this cult gives is always the same. Work more for them. But Jeff wants you to know that this is not even the Holy Spirit or Jehovah. The credit for this information goes to the governing body, right before he literally starts demonizing participating in the elections.
The governing body is sharing these important reminders because Satan, the ruler of this world, is pressuring Jehovah's people like never before. The devil wants us to take sides on these issues. If we do, we are no longer neutral. We could even find ourselves taking a stand against Jehovah and against his kingdom. In effect, we could be acting as though we think the devil has the solution to our problems. Never would we want that to happen. So, dear brothers and sisters, this is a matter that requires our careful and prayerful attention.
Jeff here is literally telling everyone that the governing body, of which he is a part of, is the one behind this message. Why? Well, because the devil himself wants them to participate in elections, and any efforts to try and tell Jehovah's Witnesses to vote come from demons and the devil. This is how you manipulate a child into doing what you want them to do. But sadly, this will work with Jehovah's Witnesses because they know that even if they don't believe this BS, their whole family and friend circle will shun them if they go so far as to say that they support a political candidate, or even worse, support Palestine not getting genocided.
We can be sure that Jehovah's heart rejoices to see millions of people from all nations of the earth united in worshiping him, remaining neutral, and declaring the real solution to mankind's problems, the good news of God's kingdom. Brothers and sisters, please know that we love you all very much. From the world headquarters of Jehovah's Witnesses, this is JW Broadcasting.
And that's how Geoffrey Jackson ends this broadcast, by reminding everyone that they love us. Not culty at all. This, I feel, was a reminder. Jehovah's Witnesses have gotten cosmetically more permissive, with their women wearing pants and their men wearing beards. But Jeff is here to remind us all that that's all that is, cosmetic changes. This cult is still a cult in its heart. So, yeah, enjoy the freedom of saying hello to someone who is disfellowship for voting if they go to the congregation, I guess. But if you vote, you will be disfellowshipped too. Thank you so much to my supporters and patrons over here who were able to watch this a few days in advance. If you think these videos are worth supporting with a buck or two, please consider supporting your Patreon or with a PayPal donation like these guys over here. But, you cannot do it. You can also not do it, like, ever, and I will never know.